Alright, this is IMAX Nation 1980 here with more records from that box. I originally filmed this and uploaded it a couple days ago, but I wasn't very happy with it, so I decided to redo it. Alright, this is Bob Dylan, Desire. You can see the title much better here. And like I did with the last video, I'll show the back of the cover too. It's from 1976. Alright, I already have Harvest by Neil Young, but it doesn't hurt to have a carbon copy, and this one is in much better condition than the one I already have. So that's good. Alright, here's an interesting album. This is the soundtrack to the 1978 film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees, along with Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, Earth, Wind & Fire, and several other 70s bands, and they did covers of Beatles songs. Now, the film supposedly is atrocious, and I've seen parts of it, and I thought it was just really bizarre, and the covers of the songs are, I guess they're not that bad. I have to listen to it again. I didn't think they were horrible the first time I heard them, but of course they're very inferior to the original Beatles, I think. I think the Beatles, you know, I never heard a Beatles cover, in my opinion, that comes close to the original, but that's just my opinion. But this album, of course, was double album. Now, in the box, it came with two Beatles albums that weren't in their sleeves, and they were put in this bag here, this inner bag here. This is Help, of course it's the American version, and this is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, so that's a pretty nice addition. But yeah, supposedly the film is an atrocity, and what I've seen of it, I wasn't too crazy about it. I was actually laughing at it. I thought it was pretty campy. That's what I thought. The Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain. And of course, you know, in The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Fire on the Mountain, Run Boys Run. He's referencing this album. Alright, there's an interesting record. The First Family by Vaughn Meader. Of course, it's about the Kennedy administration, the Kennedy family. It's a comedy record. And it came out in the early 60s and it was pretty big back when it came out. Alright, here's a copy of Yes Songs. Now, I already have this album, but this one's not in very good condition. And I'll show you the back, too. Yeah, you can see it's not in very good condition at all. My other copy's in much better condition. Okay, here's Ramblin' Down Country Roads with Tennessee Ernie Ford. Now, this is an interesting album because it is actually a National Geographic Society album. And I got a lot of these in that box of records that my dad got for me, and most of the LPs were from 1978 and 1979. So it's kind of like a historical album too. Alright, we got Joe Jackson, Body and Soul. AC/DC, Back in Black. Now, I already have this album, but like I said, I like putting carbon copies in the collection. Here's another copy of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Moonlight Ragtime. Now, this is all ragtime music, of course, and it's another National Geographic album from 78 or 79 or such. Still an interesting addition to the collection, nonetheless. Okay, 3 copies of Foghat Live came with the in the box, so I only have one of them for now, and I already showed the copy I already had in a previous video, but there it is. Kiss Rock and Roll Over. That's a nice cover. Okay. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Stranger in Town, which I already have, of course, but it's a carbon copy. You see, I didn't bring this batch home. The last time I picked the records I wanted to bring home, because I couldn't bring them all at once, but this time my dad just picked a handful and brought them home to me. So next time I go over there, I'm going to bring home the ones I want to show, because eventually I'm going to bring all of them and show all of them. Alright, Bob Dylan, Desire, but with a price sticker on it. Show the back of that quickly. 50 Songs You'll Always Love by Irving Fields. This, I think, is a pretty cheap looking cover. I think it was probably like sold on TV, like as seen on TV sort of product. So you can see the covers repeated on the front and back. Okay, here's a good one. Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. Pretty well known album there. And it has Cinnamon Girl on it. Wayne King, The Waltz King. This, I think, is another as seen on TV LP. As you can see on the back there. Not sold in stores. The Jeff Lorber Fusion. Wizard Island. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. I like that cover. It's a nice cover. Dancer Size. Now, out of all 140 records in that box, this was the one I really didn't want, but since it was the only one I didn't want, I just added it to the collection for the hell of it. Not like I'll be needing it or anything, but I just threw it in there. And finally, Face Value by Phil Collins. Alright, that was it. There'll be a lot more in the next video. This is IMAX Nation 1980, signing off.